to hop on the trend of doing a Halloween slash fall home tour. So I wanted to share with you some of the quilts and cross stitch projects that I have done throughout the years. So this first one that I'm going to show you is called Country Faces, and I was able to, I tried to find some of my patterns that went with some of these projects just to show you if you wanted to, get the name or find out what they are. So this one's called Country Faces, and this is the one that they did for autumn. Of course, there's one for winter and for summer and spring. So I have one for each season. So there's my little scarecrow for that. Then going back my haul here, you've probably seen this before. It is my Hello There series by Hands On Design. And this one is, of course, my Hello October. And there's a little button pack for each month that you can get. So, of course, there's one of these for each month. And I did this one up as a little witch. So she hangs here in my hall. All right, next I want to move into my living room, and hanging on the back of my couch, I have this pattern, this quilt, and the pattern was called Brightly, and it is from Cluck Cluck Sew. So there's the actual pattern if you decide, you want to do this, but you could do this in any kind of fabric. I just chose to do mine in a Halloween fabric, and I just have it on the back of my couch. There's a lot of little Halloween things that I cut out for in the center of my stars. So I really like that quilt. So then moving on from that, come around to my table here. And first I'll show you this box. It is from it's the 13 Spooky Smalls from Primrose Cottage. And inside it, one of my favorite things, we have our little storage of candy, and it's getting low. So I just did that up as a box and, attached some of their little stickers that they have, a very easy project. And so I did one of those 13 Spooky Smalls. Sometimes I would like to get back to do more of those. Then underneath that, I have another little table runner pattern that I did, and here's the pattern for it. It is from Whistle Pig Creek Productions, called Bat Trap. And here it is. So I put that out, each Halloween on my table. So cute. Take the pumpkin off so you can see the rest of the bats. There's that. Right, then moving over here, I have a little sew-along that I participated in from Hands On Design called the Costume Party. So that was kind of a fun little sew-along stitch-along, I guess, that I did a couple years ago. Just finished it up on a board from probably Hobby Lobby or something. Then moving over here, one of my favorite projects to get out each fall is my Autumn Love quilt from Lori Holt. Just love it. Love how I'll move in a little bit so you can see some of the blocks up close. Just love it. Love the quilting on it. Big house. And it just to have it hanging here right beside my little stitchy spot. So that's fun. Then moving on to another little corner of my living room is this quilt that I did called The Little Ghost Quilt. And of course it goes along with this book, The Little Ghost Who Was a Quilt. I take that to school with my kindergarten kids. We read the book and do a little fun activity with the quilt. They love it. So I have it on the back of my big chair over here in the corner. And then on my door to outside, this is an embroidered quilt that I did, again, several years ago. It was from Sweet Pea Embroidery. And my family's big Harry Potter fans. We love Harry Potter. We always when they were young, we'd always go to the, anytime there was a Harry Potter movie, we were always there at midnight at the movie theater to make sure we were one of the first ones in line to watch the movie. So I kind of just, you know, there's Harry. Throughout the quilt, the embroidered, I would insert pictures of some Harry Potter fabric that I had found. So you could do this quilt again in any way. It wouldn't have to be Harry Potter. I think the one they have online is just, you know, it's like a haunted house, but I wanted to make mine with Harry Potter. So I just inserted a lot of different Harry Potter characters and figures throughout it. Just love it. Like I said, we're big Harry Potter fans in our family, so I had to have a Harry Potter quilt. All right, the next stop on our little home tour is this corner of my dining room. And over here I have some items that I just actually recently finished the one. These are from Halloween Rules by Lizzie Kate. I believe there's like 12 of them or something. So I did this one last year, carve a pumpkin. And then this year I just finished wear a costume. And I love how I did the back. Little ghost on the back of that one. So sometime I'll hopefully have all of them. And then another one that I just recently finished was a classic haunt. And it's from Hands On Design, and it is on a frame from Starry Night Studio. Just love that. There's that little area. So then we'll move over here, go past my sliding doors, and to this corner, I have another little stand, and I have my witch sitting at the top of my stand, and I have my Autumn Quaker that was just finished, sitting there beside the witch. And then this pattern, you've probably all seen, is it Blackbird's Autumn, Seasonal Courier by Robin Pickens. There that is. And I have my little mushrooms beside it. My mom purchased me those from the dollar store the one day we were shopping there. So she purchased those for me, and I thought they matched my pumpkin stitching so perfectly. And then down here at the bottom is my Fly By Night from Silver Creek Samplers. That was another sew along that I joined. I believe Nicole Spore was doing. So I joined that little sew along, and I have little witch hat lights around it. But that's that little area of my dining room. All right, and then finally we've moved into my entryway. I have this little guy hanging on the wall. These are some little wall hangings called Patchabilities. They have a lot of different ones of these. This one's called Fright Night. I have one for each different month that I hang up. And I did these. These were one of my first quilt projects that I ever tackled. So they're not perfect, but they look cute hanging there. So that's where that hangs. Then moving over here, I have on my back door, this is a quilt that I got years ago from a quilt shop in Pittsburgh. I believe they just created this. I'm not exactly sure what the name of this quilt is, but if you look up close, some of the fabrics in here, I guess it's the border. I think the border is what is supposed to be glow in the dark fabric, but there's the little ghost all throughout it. Turned out very cute. I have it hanging on my entry door here. So I really like it. Then moving over to this area on top of my water cooler, I have, this is called Hocus Pocus. This is from Tiny Modernist. She has a ornament series for Halloween, and it's called Halloween Spooktacular Ornament Series. And I only have one of them done, but I have all the others that hopefully someday I'll do. And then moving down to this area on my bench, I have a different bench pillow for each season. And this is from Kimber Bell, and it's called Twilight Boulevard. Move up a little closer to it. There's some glittery pumpkins in there. There are lights that go with this pillow, but I think mine quit working. I've tried to get them going again, but haven't been successful, but I do love the pillow. I love this little quilt that goes with it. So it's fun. And then moving up here is my witch called The Witch Is In, and it is from a company called Seems Like Home. All these little hairs, I did this quilt years ago too. I had to cut all of these little hairs out by hand, and then you put it all together. You have like an iron-on backing, and then you iron them down, and then you go through and stitch them all down. So it was quite the project. Even this vine I had to hand cut. It didn't come like already pre-cut. I got the fabric and the pattern and cut it, and it was quite the project. Even her fingernails. So it was a fun project, a long project, but I love it now that it's done. And I have some little purple lights that I keep up on. Let's see if I can turn my lights. There we go. So there we go. That is my Halloween home tour. I hope you enjoyed that.